Hello, Country Woods. How you going? Hey guys. Hi Irene. Hi David. How you doing? Let's get going. So you guys know how I work. You can do one free message or a more in-depth reading. Let me know if you have a question. Okay. Oh, we've got Scorpio Phoenix. Oh, thank you. You too. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Iceman. Hey, Philomena. How you going? Okay, so... Alright, let's get started. Merry Christmas, David. Oh, you know, there is a deck in the other room that I wouldn't mind using. Just bear with me 1 second. My dog is so cute. Like, she follows me everywhere. Sometimes I just want her to like just chill and relax, but every time I leave the room, she's gotta follow me around. Alright, so I'm all organized to get going. Merry Christmas, Dr. Zeus from New Zealand. Alright, let's start. So, you know, if you've got a question about finances, love, what next year holds for you, let me know. Hi, HMV Travel. Okay. Kyle. Oh, thank you. I am a number 2, kind of. I'm an 11. My birthday is 11/11, and when I add up my entire birthday, it's an 11. It adds up to 29, which is an 11. So that holds the 2 vibration, but also the 1. Okay, so we've got Andre, Brandon. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hi, Shane. Hi, Joseph. All right, so I think we're going to start with Philomena. Okay. Last year. Jet Builder. It was amazing. I had so much fun. Ooh, you've got similar numbers to me. All right, so Philomena, what's your question for me? Okay, we're just gonna wait for Philomena. Merry Christmas. Ooh, love reading for 2026. All right, let's see. We're gonna start with the tarot, but not the deck that I was holding. We're gonna start with this one. All right, what can Philomena expect? All right, what can Philomena expect in 2026 when it comes to love? Okay. What can Philomena expect in love in 2026, please, Spirit? Okay. There is an offer coming in. You can expect some romance in 2026, which is nice. I mean, the Knight of Cups is a romantic offer. It is a romantic opportunity, but look, you've got multiple. All right, the next card that has come out is the Seven of Cups. So you've got choices. You have to remember though, with the Seven of Cups, not every choice is going to be viable. Not every choice is going to be healthy. So you're going to need to make conscious choices that are in alignment with the vision that you have for the relationship that you want. Okay, so Seven of Cups is saying be selective, okay? And don't just settle for the first or the second person that comes along who shows an interest. Okay, you do have momentum building. So in 2026, you can expect forward movement, but the Chariot is asking you to be the one in control. Like, control your environment, control who you do and don't invest your energy in. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Let me have a look at what months you can expect. What are the best months for you in 2026 when it comes to love? I feel like they're saying move forward. With that Chariot, don't go back to past people, all right? Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Philomena need to see in terms of when is love going to be most advantageous? Show me, when can Philomena expect positive developments in the love department, please? Ooh, I got February, so that's not too far off. I'm actually seeing a man with like longer hair. So like he might have shoulder length hair or even a bit past the shoulder hair that's coming out. Angels and Spirit, please show me. When can Philomena expect positive developments in the love department? I'm really liking the spring months for you. So I feel like they're talking about your spring, which would be, you know, March, April, May. Yeah, you've got next year looks promising. February has come out again. So I want to say February is going to be really significant. And I would be surprised if you weren't in a relationship by July, okay? But just remember, you can afford to be selective. You're going to have multiple people next year coming your way. I just want to have a look at your love advice just quickly. Yeah, don't stay stuck. Don't repeat past patterns. Move away from the past. This card says you keep repeating old patterns. It's time to try something new, okay? Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Philomena need to see? Don't make the mistake of believing that just because you haven't found love to date, or you've maybe had some struggles in the love department for some time, you're not fated to be alone. Don't give up on love, okay? They're wanting you to keep the faith, because any fears that you have about, you know, being left on the shelf, for example, you don't want them to be like self-fulfilling prophecies. And also, don't be under the illusion that you can't be happy until you meet someone. You got the incomplete card. It says you want someone who completes you, but you need to be whole on your own. So I want you to start focusing on building your life to be happy and full and fulfilling without, you know, needing anyone to fill a void. Do you know what I mean? Just bear with me. I'm going to just get another message from this deck. Because when we want to fill a void, that's when we're most likely to make the wrong choices when it comes to, you know, prospective partners. What does Philomena need to see when it comes to love, please, Spirit? What does Philomena need to see? What does Philomena need to see, please? I can see Angelica is here. Thank you, Angelica. angels and spirit, please show me, what does Philomena need to see when it comes to love? Yeah, they're saying be careful with your own heart. Treat it as the divine gem that it is. You are worthy of well-being and happiness. Stay true to yourself and don't settle for anything less than what's best for your soul. So it's just reinforcing what I've already told you. Don't turn to that which cannot truly support or nourish you to meet your needs. And don't try to mold what's not yours into your vision. So remember what I said from the beginning of this reading. Be clear about the type of relationship you want to create for yourself and make conscious choices that are in alignment with that vision, okay? So don't try to mold what's not yours into your vision just because it remotely resembles what you're striving for. In other words, don't settle for something simply because it's accessible or it might be convenient at the time. That's the wrong approach. I'm just going to finish your reading with a message from this spirit animal deck, and I feel like this is your message, the inner strength message. It's the wolf. It says, you may be facing a challenge you feel less than prepared for. This is a reminder that you have all the tools in your spiritual treasure chest to handle this effectively. Take a step back and try to take a look at this with fresh eyes. This is the need to take a look at your approach in love. This is the need to take a step back and go, okay, what wasn't working for me in my love life? You know, what problems did I keep repeating that I don't need to repeat anymore? Okay, so that's what I'm getting. Thank you, Angelica. Hi, Andrew. Nice to see you. All right, so I'm going to do Paul, who says, okay, you want to know what's in store for you and your fiance next year. All right, we're going to start with a tarot card just to get the general energy between you and your fiance. And then we're going to get advice, okay? Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Paul need to see when it comes to this connection? Such a beautiful message got about Arizona or whatever it was. Thank you for deleting that message, Angelica. Anyway, back to Paul. What does Paul need to see about this connection? No worries. Sorry, I know you sent me one the other day, Angelica, and it's just been crazy leading up to Christmas. All right, Queen of Wands in the reverse. Sometimes this can be power struggles. Other times it's a lack of confidence. And in some cases, the Queen of Wands is a third person that is complicating the relationship. Doesn't necessarily have to be like a romantic third party. It can be a family member. And then you've got the Page of Swords in the reverse. So it could definitely be someone interfering within this relationship, because the Page of Swords, thank you, Lennon, the Page of Swords in the reverse can be gossip, but whenever I see the Page of Swords in the reverse, there's something that you don't know, Paul. Okay, so there's something that is yet to come to light, and it could have something to do with betrayal, because the Ten of Swords is here. Okay, so I'm going to get a message for you, like a message of advice. Let's see, Paul. What does Paul need to see? Hey, Craig. All right, so who's after Paul? I can see someone's just donated. Thank you. Oh, we've got Lydia. All right, Angels and Spirit, what does Paul need to see about this connection? No, Joseph, I read any question. I mean, you could ask me, what is blocking me right now? Or how can I manifest A, B, or C? And I wish people would ask me those things because I have that many decks at my disposal. So you can ask anything really. I'm picking up defensiveness. There's defensiveness in this connection. The problem is when we're defensive, it kind of, we forfeit the opportunity to resolve issues within a relationship because defensiveness is a form of denial. It's like, I don't want to be accountable. I don't want the other person to blame me for this problem. I don't want to look in the mirror. I just want to defend myself. And, you know, it's kind of like a self-righteous energy, I guess. Sometimes defensiveness can be. It's avoidance, really. That's why it denies the two of you an opportunity to resolve problems. So I don't know if this is resonating with you right now, but I'm getting some defensiveness, and Spirit is saying that you need to minimize defensiveness by sometimes giving the other person the benefit of the doubt or assuming the best. Or like, you know, rather than pointing the finger at the other person, which obviously incites defensiveness, you know, sit down and have a heart-to-heart conversation about how the two of you can work together to resolve the issues. Yeah, I'm seeing that the two of you project blame onto the other person, okay? We've got a card that says our grievances are what we feel guilty about, projected onto someone else, but we need to realize it's us who's doing it, okay? So take that how you will. I hope that it resonated with you, and I hope you can resolve your problems. Okay, it's quite hot in here. Oh, thank you, Angelica. You're so helpful. Of course, Andrew. What's this? I'm just reading this question about what comes in my romantic life next and what my future partner is like. Okay, great question. I'm gonna go to you, STX. I don't know how to say your name, so I'm just gonna call you ST. Okay, so you want to know what comes next in your love life. I'm gonna use this deck, so we're gonna get some qualities of the next potential partner for you. All right. Let's see. Show me about ST's potential next partner. Ooh, I feel like someone working in the health field. So this could be a nurse or a doctor. Okay, so we've got the doctor card. Look at that. Wisdom Spirit, please show me. This person's really compassionate. I feel like they could work in the hospital setting, but they might be working for a not-for-profit or like in social work, you know. That's what I'm seeing. So I'm getting someone who's quite philanthropic is what I want to say. Angels and Spirit, please show me who's coming in for ST. This person might serve as a mentor as well. Like, I'm getting that they teach other people in their field. They guide other people. So I'm getting a leadership role around this person. Just bear with me one moment. seeing a man with a beard. I don't know if you're going to meet this person through... It's coming out in so many different cards. I'll show you 3 out of the 4 cards that I was seeing this. So I'm seeing like an older man with a beard. And as I said, it could be the person that makes the introduction. I'm not sure. I feel like this person's really selfless and they're really intelligent. I'm seeing someone who's respected in their chosen field. And I feel like dancing and music could be a bit of an interest for this person as well. Okay. And as for... You know what? I'm going to just see what your advice is. I'm going to do a quick message from the Singles and Relationship Oracle. This is how you can maximize your chances of encountering this person, or how you can improve when it comes to love and dating, okay? All right, I don't know if you're feeling a little bit emotionally burned out right now. There's a need for some, you know, rest and relaxation. Stop trying so hard. Maybe you need to just take a break. You know, maybe you've been trying to meet someone and you're getting a little bit tired of the whole process, because the burned out card is here. You also have losing yourself. I don't know if you tend to give too much in relationships or even potential relationships, where you end up feeling drained, and also the attraction levels go down. Like if you're constantly trying to drown your person with love and affection, it kind of becomes a little bit of a repellent at a certain point. So you just need to remember, sometimes absence makes the heart grow fonder. Don't be so available, and just pace yourself when it comes to getting to know someone, and don't lose yourself in terms of, don't let your life revolve around, you know, your person of interest. You have to keep your own life, maintain your own life and your own friends as well. Otherwise you risk, you know, the other person kind of losing a bit of attraction or respect for you, because they forget, you know, they forget the you that you were before they came along. Do you know what I mean? All right. Thank you, Angelica. I've got Lydia's question. So we've got, I'm seeing someone at the moment. Wow. When it's good, it's good. And when it's bad, it's bad. Can you please let me know? Will things get better? Okay, let's see what you need to know about this connection. All right, is Lydia here? Lydia, if you could just send me a little heart, just so it helps me channel your energy, okay? Hi, Leo. Is it Leo? Leo? I'm in Australia. All right, so this is for Lydia. And after Lydia, we've got Jody, and then we have Irene. So thank you for your donations. All right, let's have a look. Thank you. All right, so Lydia, let's see. What does Lydia need to see about this new connection? Don't worry, if she's not here, it's fine. I've got her name on my PayPal here. Okay, first card is the Four of Cups in the reverse. So I feel like the reason why it's, when things are bad, they're really bad. Thank you for your donation, Alex. I'll be right with you. It's because this person is kind of incapable of looking at themselves in the mirror. When I see the Four of Cups in the reverse, it's a lack of accountability. It's someone who tends to be a bit delusional when it comes to, like, they lack self-awareness. The Four of Cups in the reverse is someone who likes to blame the world and blame external circumstances, blame other people, anyone except themselves for their situation in life. So it's an immature type of energy. So I feel like that's why you're having problems ironing out some issues. Let's put it that way. So let's see. What does Lydia need to see about this person? I don't care about you, Roland, okay? So you can just walk on by. Oh my goodness. All right, so what does Lydia need to see about this connection? Yeah, I'm getting a bit of immature energy. Is this person, if they're not slightly younger than you, Lydia, I feel like mentally they're quite young in the head, okay? The Three of Wands is kind of asking you to just see where this goes. Don't be too hasty to kind of dive into a relationship without, you know, really doing your due diligence about this person and their capability of being in a mature relationship. Let's put it that way, okay? Angels and Spirit, please show me what does Lydia need to see when it comes to this new connection. This is like a wait and see and don't rush into anything card. Yes, okay, there's something about this person that's... I'm seeing some red flags, let's be honest. We've got the Emperor in the reverse. This can be someone who's irresponsible, someone who's a little bit reckless, someone with poor judgment, who doesn't make the best decisions. You know, someone who's not very in control of their life. Or if they are, it's a bit messy because they just make bad decisions everywhere they go. And this is not someone who you can be confident to lead the relationship in the right direction. So I'm a little bit worried about it. We also have cards like the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is someone who's basically out for what they can get. This is someone, Lydia, hi, sorry, I know this isn't the most positive of readings, and I do apologize, but I have to tell you what I see. And the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse can be someone who is looking for someone to carry them through life, financially, emotionally. Remember, you're dealing with someone quite immature. You have to ask yourself, is there enough in common in terms of your background, your values? Do you have enough in common with this person? Are they capable of meeting you where you're at, or do you have to lower yourself to meet this person? Let me just see. I'm drawn to this deck here. Angels and Spirit, please show me what does Lydia need to see in relation to this new connection. What does Lydia need to see? Wow. Didn't I say that this person is looking for someone who can carry them? You've got a card that says, when a woman acts as though she's capable of everything, she gets stuck doing everything. So don't let this person dump you with everything. You're not this person's mother. They're not your dependent. Do you know what I mean? Like, this person's just giving off really immature vibes. And if you enable that, you are creating a rod for your own back. All right, so I am seeing red flags with this person. I would kind of just take that slowly approach that I was talking about. And if they can't take responsibility and step up to the plate and meet you where you're at, I don't know if this connection is really worth your while. Now, you might be doing better than this person financially, but you're the emotionally needy one in this connection. So that's why you've got this card that says financial neediness is no different than emotional neediness. In both instances, he can still get the feeling that he has 100% hold on you. So they're wanting you to not give in too easily, don't appear too docile or submissive. You know, if he doesn't respect you, and when you try to, you know, if you try to create boundaries and he doesn't respect them, that's your sign that this connection is just not your, it's not worth your time and energy. Okay, I'm going to just pull one more card from this advice deck, and then we're going to move on. I know I've got to get to the person that sent me the super chat, but we also have Jody and Irene waiting in line. Thank you, Angelica. So it's Alexandra that donated. Okay, yeah. Just bear with me. Okay, so this is the neediness coming out. So you've got a card that says, if we're always trying to grab our partner, we never find our partner moving towards us. So don't be so available. All right, don't be so available. Make sure you continue with your usual daily routines. Don't neglect your friends and family. You know, don't be living in each other's pockets, because that Three of Wands is really wanting you to step back a little bit and observe whether this guy is right for you. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Lydia need to see? Hi, Richo. Oh, hi, Vivek. How you going? Okay, this is really good advice for you. You've got heartbreak ends with energetic detachment. At the moment, you're kind of on an emotional roller coaster. That's what you meant when you said when it's good, it's really good, but when it's bad, it's really bad. You are on an emotional roller coaster, because I saw the Wheel of Fortune as well. Spirit is saying you need to just step back a little bit. The Three of Wands was saying it too. You have to start choosing joy without him. So at the moment, you feel like all of your joy, all of your happiness is the result of this relationship. And that's why you're kind of at the mercy of this roller coaster. So whenever he doesn't do what you think he should be doing, or whenever he doesn't want to be spending time with you as you expected him to, then you crash. Then you're on a massive down, okay? So you need to affirm this. This is your affirmation. I'm ending this karmic story now. I bless their soul and release their energy from my life. I open my heart to a higher love. That doesn't mean you have to break up with this person, although it may mean that. But it's talking about your karmic story, this narrative, this pattern where you're like really high one day and then really low the next. Choose to step off the emotional roller coaster. Your happiness doesn't depend on this person. You have a life outside of this relationship. Okay, so I hope that that was helpful. All right, so I'm just going to quickly go to Alexandra's question. Okay, is Matt serious about our connection, or is he playing with me? Okay, all right, let's have a look. Alexandra. Show me Matt's true intentions towards Alexandra. Alexandra, if you could just send me a heart, that would be really good. Hi, Haywood. Okay. Hi, See the Grey. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Alexandra see? Oh, thank you. Okay. Oh, thanks, AJ. All right, so Alexandra wants to know, is Matt serious about this connection or is he playing? Look, the Eight of Pentacles has come out in the reverse position. I feel like he's not really making much of an effort. So I don't know if you're dealing with someone who in the beginning, like in the really early days, this person was, you know, love bombing you, they were on their best behavior, and then maybe they got what they wanted and they kind of withdrew their energy. And then just stopped making an effort. That's kind of what I'm getting with the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, all right? Let's see. I'm kind of seeing cards like the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, which is not a great sign. It can mean that there's other people that he's giving to. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Alex need to see about Matt? Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Alex need to see regarding Matt? I'm seeing an ex that could still be in the picture. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm seeing that he could still be involved with an ex. Yeah. He hasn't let go of an ex yet, okay? And she was coming out as the Queen of Swords. Yeah. He hasn't wiped the slate clean yet. He's still got one foot in and one foot out with this ex that's coming out here. So I feel like he's withdrawn his efforts with you. He's not giving you the time and energy that he was. We've got the Moon, so he's not being totally transparent with you. And I can see that especially with the Ace of Swords in the reverse. This is clarity when it's in the upright, and when it's in the reverse, it means he's keeping you confused. He's not communicating something with you. He's not making plans. Two of Wands in the reverse. But you see how this person is holding on to one of these staffs, one of these wands. It's like you're over here. He's dropped the ball with you because he's still holding on to this person from the past, okay? So that's what I'm getting. I'm sorry, that's probably not what you want to hear. I'm going to move on to Jody. I think I've got your question here, Jody. Thanks, Andrew. And Andrew, you have a question for me as well, I know. Jody says, any messages or updates to come with my stepchildren in 2026? All right, let's see. I don't know which deck to use for you. I'm going to just use a general. I don't know what kind of updates you're wanting. Thank you, AJ. Let's just see what comes up. Let's just give Spirit the stage here. Let's see. What does Jody need to see regarding the stepchildren? Is Jody here? Let me know, Jody, if you want to clarify your question. But you got a card that says you must know exactly what it is that you want and be willing to ask for it. And then know exactly what you're willing to do if you don't get it. Interesting. I don't know if this is a message for your stepchildren. Like, so for example, one of them could be doing their final exams at school. And they need to start planning what they want to do after school. Jody's here. Yay, all for whatever comes through, but oh, okay, living situations. All right. If you tell yourself something long enough, you will believe it. If you fail to take the time to question why you do what you do, you can become convinced that you can't do anything else. So this could be the living situation. If you tell yourself something long enough, you'll believe it. If you fail to take the time to question why you do what you do, you can become convinced that you can't do anything else. So that's saying that there's an option or a alternative solution to the living situation that you may not have considered yet. You know, sometimes we just have to, you know, be a bit flexible when it comes to, be a bit creative when it comes to problems and obstacles. Let me know if that resonates with you. Let's see. I feel like one of them is going to move out for a little bit, but then they'll return. Does that make sense? Because we've got a card about the need for an interruption from what's going on. It's like someone needs to take a break. Someone needs to step out of their usual environment. Yeah, so again, the need to be flexible, the need to think about alternatives. So this card says, sometimes it can be hard to let go of a desire to force, control, and make things happen. But now is not the time for pushing harder, but for allowing things to organically take their course. Remember, sometimes more time in the oven prevents an undercooked meal. Sometimes we just need to wait a little longer, okay? You have a card that says someone is bringing you what you need, even more than you need, in the most generous manner, and there are better prospects on the way. The remedy lies close at hand, all right? So they're wanting you to trust the timing of the universe. Don't obsess, be patient, and allow things to unfold, okay? They're talking about temporary setbacks, but they'll lead to big wins if you avoid reacting to the temporary conditions that arise. Yeah, rise above emotion and observe from a place of non-attachment. Okay. So I think that's really positive. Now is not a time to force, influence, or control circumstances. Trust that you're being carried into your next phase of life. Okay. So I hope that that was helpful. Let me know if you need me to clarify. Next we have Irene. What can you tell me about my career and money in 2026? All right, let's have a look. I'm going to start with an animal message. I don't know why I was drawn to this deck. Then we're going to do the Angels of Abundance. You're welcome, Jody. Okay. Ooh. So these two cards fell out. You've got the period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing. So I feel like if you have felt the financial strain or financial pinch, 2026 is going to be much better for you. So the worst is now behind you. Now the Panda is here. This is always about changing your environment. So whether that's a new place of work or whether it's you are moving to a more affordable location in terms of your home, I feel like that's going to be a step in the right direction. So let me see what the tarot says. Hey, Nell. All right, Panda, love it. It kind of looks like a skull. So I think AJ was after Irene. So AJ, I'll be right with you. Actually, we have two AJs, both of whom I'll be reading for. Okay. So Carlos just says, does this apply for Leos? So I'm doing personal readings at the moment. These aren't star sign readings that I do normally on my channel, but I am going to be doing a Leo reading shortly. Okay, Angels and Spirit, please show me. What can Irene expect in terms of money in 2026? Ooh, this could be a work opportunity coming in. So the Knight of Cups can be an offer for new work. You got the Ten of Wands. I feel like this is saying you've got some unnecessary expenses that you need to you need to be conscious of, so that, you know, for example, you may have too many subscriptions. Like maybe you don't need Netflix and Prime and Disney. You know, you can actually just reduce your expenses to relieve the financial burden. Okay, that's the 10 of Wands. All right, so, oh, yep, look, 8 of Pentacles. I do feel like hard work will pay off for you in 2026. And you got the 8 of Wands as well. You've got so many 8s. So I feel like August could be a really good month for you financially. But the 8 of Wands does talk about travel. And you just said, will I meet someone on my holiday? It's very likely, you know, because the 8 of Wands can be a travel card. And you do have this Knight of Cups here. So it's very likely. But let's have a look at the Angels of Abundance. What do they have for you? Alright, Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Irene need to see regarding maximizing her finances in 2026? What does Irene need to see about money? You got moonlighting, so I don't know if you've got a bit of a side business. If you don't, you should consider turning a hobby into an income. Okay, so they're saying you can start working on your dream career part-time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. And soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you. It could be a business that has something to do with health, food, nutrition, even exercise. Okay, because you've got the clean energy food card, and it says, when you fuel your body with a healthful organic diet, you increase your energy levels and ability to focus. And this automatically leads to more efficiency, better ideas, and a higher vibration, which attracts golden opportunities and beneficial relationships. But it could literally be like a health food business. And then they're saying it's just a matter of doing the work, like rolling up your sleeves. If you're committed and dedicated to, you know, improving your finances, and if you're, you know, consistent with your work, it will pay off next year. So this card says it's not enough to dream or pray. You've also got to take the positive action steps that you're being divinely guided to take. Consistently work on your priorities and they will flourish as a result. Okay. Oh, Vivek says like a fairy princess. I always wanted to be a fairy princess when I was young. I had like a fairy bedroom. I had fairies everywhere. So thank you. That's so funny. Okay. So AJ was next. AJ, you have your question here. Oh, just supporting. Have a great night and holiday season. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. AJ, let me know if you're still here and you have a question for me. I'd be happy to read for you. Now, Andrew, the other AJ, has a question for me. Let me know. Okay. What energy should I embody to overcome my biggest challenge? And you're welcome, Irene, and step into alignment. Okay, that's a really good question. What energy should I embody? I'm going to start with the tarot. AJ, I don't know if you've, sorry, it's Andrew. Have you hurt your left foot? I'm getting pain in my left foot. So what energy should Andrew embody to overcome challenges? What energy should Andrew embody? Please, Spirit, show me clearly. Ooh, you got the Seven of Swords in the reverse. This is saying, be honest with yourself. You know, us humans can be really good at pretending like, no, you know what? I don't want to finish that sentence. Sometimes we try to escape our shadow selves, okay? We like to emphasize our better qualities, and that's all well and good. But if we hide the other parts of ourselves from others and ourselves, they can become blockages. So as long as you're aware of maybe your not so good qualities, they don't then have a hold over you. Okay, so this is asking you to not be in denial. So for example, if you have a fear but you kind of try to hide that fear from yourself, that fear is going to be in control. That fear is going to block you from manifesting the things that you want. So I don't know what it is that you're denying, but let me just see. We're going to get the shadow deck. This is like my really good shadow healing oracle. So let's see what could be blocking you. What does Andrew need to see? What does Andrew need to see about his shadow self? Okay, because the Seven of Swords is a card about avoidance, right? And when it comes out in the reverse, Spirit is wanting you to face something head on. Spirit is wanting you to bring something to the light of your awareness. So let's see what that is. And this is me not, wanting to point out your faults. This is me wanting to help you bring it to light so you can overcome it. Okay, let's see. What does Andrew need to see? Ooh, you've got shame. And this card says, from time to time, we do things that we are not so proud of. So maybe you're ashamed of, like, your shadow self, right? However, instead of repairing the damage that we caused and moving on, we tend to dwell on the feeling of wrongdoing, guilt, and remorse. We frequently blame ourselves for what has happened. Our guilty conscience produces inside of us feelings of worthlessness, powerlessness, and self-condemnation. We feel deep pain. We fear being rejected and judged. There are times when we shame others. So you need to ask yourself, what could you be ashamed of? Why? Does your shame come from you or from other people's beliefs about how you should behave and feel? Do others control you by shaming you? Your affirmation is, I look at my mistakes with understanding and acceptance. I learn, I repair what can be fixed, and I move on. I am grounded in my self-worth. My self-worth and acceptance is internally based. I show my support for others by feeding their own self-esteem. That's the next card, so it kind of flows on. So I hope that resonates with you. I'm just going to finish with another message from this general deck of mine. Let's see. Oh, this is the deck. What does Andrew need to see, please? They're wanting you to not allow yourself to brood or replay events that are triggering. So there could be something that you didn't do or something that you did that brings shame, right? Let your emotions have their moments, but stop berating yourself, stop beating yourself up for whatever it is. Feel this shame, but then don't be attached to it. Don't hold on to it. Allow it to move through you and it will resolve itself, okay? So replace it with new activities that help you, that you're passionate about. So maybe you need a creative outlet. There's another message here for you. I think it's because your question kind of has two sides to it. You want to know how to step into alignment with your soul's path. Well, this is the answer. You need to give thanks and feel the elevated emotions associated with the desired event before it occurs. So, for example, if you want to meet the love of your life, you actually have to feel as if you've already met them. Feel, what it would be like to wake up next to them each morning. What activities are you going to enjoy together? Imagine these things. And when you're in a state of gratitude, you transmit a signal into the quantum field that the event has already occurred. So imagine that desired reality so completely and feel as though whatever you want is your reality at this very moment. Okay, so that will kind of shift you out of a lower vibration. And I think it will give you the inspiration that you need to make the changes that will help you manifest this desire of yours. Because you've got a card that says, are you fearing making a change and the responsibility required to actually make that change? You don't have to stay stuck. Take your power back and actively move beyond a situation. They're wanting you to create passion on your own behalf. Okay? So there's a need to visualize a new cycle, new people, new opportunities, and you'll be guided and led, supported and protected. I hope that was helpful. You're welcome. Hey, Mark. I really appreciate you, Mark and Angelica. I know how hard you work. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's an Australian accent, the real deal. Okay. So I'm just gonna see. I'm sure Angelica would have let me know if someone had donated and I missed it. I'm just checking PayPal. Oh, we've got Erin. Thank you, Erin. Let me know if you have a question. Oh, Erin's from New York, I can see. I love New York. Okay. All right, so Erin, do you have a question for me? Thank you, Ryan. All right, I'm just gonna pull a message for Erin, just in case. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Erin need to see? What is the guidance for Erin? You've got one step at a time, Erin, okay? I'll definitely do Leo readings for you, Carlos. Thank you for popping in. So this is for Erin. If something feels overwhelming, too big or too far away, just take one step towards it. You needn't do everything at once, but as you ask for Spirit's assistance, each level will be revealed to you. While instant miracles can and do happen, often the miracles you experience occur because you've taken action in your physical world. So ask, listen, take guided action, have faith, and know that Spirit is supporting you always. You are not meant to do anything alone. Spirit are your greatest cheerleaders. So guys, if you want a reading, it's much better if you have like a question and then that dictates what deck I use for you, okay? So like whether I use a love deck, a money deck. Linda wants to know about her current relationship. Let's get a love message for you. So Linda, let's see. So Mike, are you single and looking? Just clarify for me, and then I will get a message for you. All right, so Linda, what does Linda need to see about her current relationship, please? What is the guidance? Oh, okay. I feel like there could be some past trauma or like past baggage that could be getting in the way of your current relationship. I mean, we can't really avoid it. Everyone has baggage, right? And we tend to drag it into our current relationships. But if we're not aware that it's coming from something that happened in the past, we can sabotage our relationships, okay? So you've got a card that says growth is getting very clear on the ways that you block your own blessings. Sometimes we block our own blessings in current relationships if we have trust issues that come from past relationships where we've been cheated on, or maybe we have some inner child issues, so childhood trauma. Whatever these issues are, maybe it's a fear of abandonment. You need to work through that and heal it before it does damage in your current relationship. So that's what this card is saying. Growth is getting very clear on the ways that you block your own blessings. As you let go of past experiences of rejection or perceived failure, or the belief that you have to control how things happen, your capacity to play in the field of magnetic attraction increases. Let the attractive power of your heart magnetize what you wish to experience in your world with relaxed, trusting gratitude. Okay, so you need to release this past pain. That's what I'm seeing for you. Okay, so we have a donation. General guidance after breakup. Okay, all right, let's have a look. I'm going to use this deck. Is it Unida? I don't know how to say your name, sorry. Don't worry if you're worried about what your ex is saying about you, or, you know, when we break up with someone and we think, oh, they might have a narrative that damages my reputation, or they might be getting in people's ears and influencing how they perceive me. I don't want you to worry about that, because the first card that flipped out for you is about the universe always being on the side of the good, okay? So when you're caught up in situations that appear to be going badly, the universe is always on the side of the good, and spirit will always reveal what needs to be revealed and do what needs to be done. So the people that matter to you, the people who care about you, they're never going to, you know, believe anything negative that's said about you. You know what I mean? They're not going to listen too much to rumors, or I don't want you to worry about reputation, okay? Let's see. I feel like part of your healing following this relationship breakup is asking yourself, did I try to force this relationship? Did I try to force a square peg into a round hole? Like, did I try to make this relationship work despite signs that we may not have been compatible? You know, that could be something that you work on to ensure it doesn't happen again, right? Because when something is incompatible, like oil and water, no matter how hard we try, we can't make it compatible, okay? You've got confusion is about to disperse and clarity and answers are coming. So, you know, breakups can be really confusing. We replay conversations in our mind and we try to grasp for answers to things that just don't make sense. But sometimes when we just breathe and focus on something else for a while and do something nice for other people, it's almost like the penny just drops, and it's like everything becomes clear and we're not obsessing about the other person anymore. and we just free ourselves from the mental prison. So I feel like acts of service right now will, be very beneficial for you. Do something nice for someone. Giving service with no thought of return is what's needed of you at this time. It's going to restore your faith in people. And then we want to believe that people have good motives. So at the moment you're a little bit jaded, and maybe you're trying to make excuses for your ex because you want to believe that, they were good, or they didn't mean to do bad by you. But this card says there's a person whose intentions are not in alignment with your best interests. Don't dismiss the warning signs. Trust what you notice. That goes back to that card about don't try to force a relationship. If you're incompatible, if you don't share enough in common, if you don't share the same values, if you're not looking for the same thing in life, if you're not in alignment with each other, don't dismiss the warning signs. I feel like that's your main advice. Okay. All right, so who do we have? Okay, Merry Christmas. Oh, you're from Noosa. I'm heading up to Noosa in like a few days. I'm so excited. Oh, you're welcome, Unita. Erin, my husband and I have been together for almost 5 years. We had a baby 2 years ago. Our relationship became estranged. Oh no. So Erin, I think your message was take each day, just take day by day, one step at a time. That was your message that I got for you, Erin. But let me get another message for you. I'm sorry for your loss. Let's have a look. All right. What does Erin need to see, please? What is Erin's guidance? It's interesting because you're saying what now? Spirit is saying, what do you want now? You've got a card that says we're conditioned to feel helpless, but exiting the matrix is very simple. Recognize your own power. You create your own world. So right now, 2026 is a blank slate. What do you want to paint on that blank canvas? Think about what you want to achieve next year, and then just take each day, like day by day, one step at a time. Okay, don't try to accomplish everything overnight. Just make a couple of goals for yourself. And just don't make excuses. So this is about the need to be disciplined. Start taking action towards your goals, and the universe will meet you halfway. You deserve to feel good, you deserve happiness, and you deserve to feel safe when you feel happy. So Spirit is saying, don't build walls between yourself and other people. Join in. Like, if you want more friends, if you want to meet someone new, you're going to need to join in. You're going to need to go outside, go to the gym if that's your thing, or find a creative outlet and do that once a week. Like, make plans and put yourself in situations where you're exposed to new people and new experiences. Okay? Yeah, they keep saying prioritize your steps and then just take one step at a time. Move slowly, carefully, and consciously to accomplish one goal at a time. That's what your advice is. They're saying you're in the process of changing who you are, where you live, how you live, and the very foundational principles on which you base your existence. So you're going through a bit of an identity crisis, but Remember, you have a blank slate. This is your life. It's not a dress rehearsal. Get going, creating the life of your dreams. And don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just stay disciplined. And then before you know it, in 6 months, you'll be in a completely different position than you are right now, okay? And the universe will meet you halfway. You start acting on your own behalf and you'll start to see doors opening for you, okay? Oh, thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much. Thank you, JS. Okay, so... Okay, who have we got? Okay, so Mike is single. Let's do Mike. Let's see what Mike needs to do in order to attract love, okay? Angels and Spirit, please show me what can Mike do to manifest a romantic relationship. Is that your attitude, Mike? Love sucks. Kind of reminds me of that song from The Wedding Singer, Love Stinks. You know, when Adam Sandler has just been dumped by his fiancée at the altar, and then he goes back to his job as a wedding singer, and he hates love. He hates seeing people in love, and he makes that song Love Stinks. And it's hilarious. I want you to watch that movie because I just love Adam Sandler. Who doesn't love Adam Sandler? Seriously. But this card says, you've stopped believing in love. Let yourself heal so that you can be open again. So for whatever reason, maybe you've been single for a long time. Maybe you've had pretty negative experiences in love. But that's not a reason for you to give up. It's just everyone's had bad experiences. You've just got to, want to be in love again more than you want to be, negative. You know what I mean? So thank you, Kylie, and thank you to, Isaac's here. When will I see a positive development in lust? Oh, okay. Let's have a look. Just bear with me because I've just been bumped out of PayPal for a moment. Just let me sign back in, and I will do you. Okay, I'm going to do timing. And I'm drawn to this deck as well. This is like advice. So let's have a look. Ooh, I'm seeing numbers like crazy at the moment. I just saw, it was weird. I was seeing 56, 56, and then I'm seeing twos, 222. I don't know if you're seeing numbers at the moment, Isaac. Ooh, you're getting lucky. Look, you've got the ladybug and it's luck. So it says your goals are about to manifest in remarkable ways. Dreams are coming to fruition. Stop and enjoy this moment. It is important to let things flow at their natural pace. Rest assured that in due course, your wishes will come true. And you've got the giraffe. The giraffe is, obviously because of its neck, it's able to see beyond the immediate circumstances, okay? But this card is asking you to reflect. It says if you're facing a difficult situation, don't rush into making a decision. This could be saying don't rush into anything physical. It says the circumstances need to be examined carefully. All right, so let's have a look at timing. And I'm also going to get another message from, I don't know why the animals are calling to me for you. Show me, when can Isaac expect a positive development in lust? Time will bring a surprise. Interesting. Next week looks promising. There you go. All right, let's see what the other animals have. Okay, my health deck just fell off, so there'll be no health readings tonight. Right, angels and spirit, please show me. You've got the gorilla. It says, take the time to listen compassionately to those you love. So, listen. Maybe some important communication needs to happen. And you've got the elk. It says, stand tall and maintain your dignity no matter what, and others will treat you with the respect that you deserve. Interesting. Okay, but there's your creative energy. Everyone, Isaac's an amazing artist. So this says, trust the creative spark that you're feeling and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. There you go. I'm just going to get a message from this deck for you. I don't normally use this one, but look what you got, the Phoenix Rise. It says, what has been burned away, making space for something new. What transformation are you stepping into? Okay, what else does Isaac need to see? Oh, there's a lot of fire here. So I'm seeing a lot of passion and creative spark as well. But this is the fire trial. It says, what has recently tested your resilience? How have you emerged stronger? I don't know if this is a fire sign that you're dealing with. Okay, so Kylie, advice on connection with Tim. Does he step up? Okay, great question. So I hope, Isaac, that helps. Let me get on to Kylie's question. Okay, let's see. Kylie, if you're still here, can you just send a heart? Because it just helps me connect with your energy. Hey, hey, MJR. Hi, Anton. Hey, Scott from California. Oh my gosh, I love the US so much. Like I always flirt with the idea of moving there. I just don't know where in America I would move to, like maybe Florida. There's so many places I love though, it's a hard decision. Okay. Bay Area, nice. Texas, yeah, I loved Texas when I went to Texas. So I don't know, is Kylie there? I'm just waiting for her heart to come in. If not, it's fine. I'll just scroll back to Angelica's comment. All right, Kylie, let's see. What does Kylie need to see regarding Tim? What does Kylie need to see? Thanks, Kylie. I feel like Tim, rather than stepping up, like, and I'm not saying in the future, because I haven't seen if he will or won't step up yet, but I'm saying one of his tactics is deflection. I feel like he, rather than doing better, rather than working on himself, he causes a distraction, you know, he deflects. Like if you pull him up on something that he's done, he does everything possible to change the subject, and maybe he like puts things back on you. Like, let me know if that makes sense. Let's see, what does Kylie need to see regarding Tim? Yeah, see, that's what I'm getting with the Five of Wands. Now, the Five of Wands can talk about other people interfering in this connection, but that was the card that was giving me the impression that he creates a diversion whenever you have conflict. Yeah. Okay. Rather than owning his mistakes, rather than saying, yep, you're right, I'll do better, you know, which is a mark of maturity and someone who's genuinely committed to improving the relationship. It's an avoidant tactic, right? But I'm worried that there's someone else in the mix here. Show me, what is this Two of Pentacles? What is this Two of Pentacles when it comes to Tim? Okay, I understand what they're trying to say. So Kylie, I feel like he's not sure about commitment, all right? He's on the fence about whether he wants to take this to the next level. So my advice to you, this is not coming from the cards, this is like coming from a woman. If you're dealing with a man who's not sure if he wants commitment, don't overcompensate. Don't try to prove yourself to him so that he decides to choose you. That would be the worst thing that you could do. Know your worth. Like, if someone's not sure about you, you be unsure about them. You keep your options open, okay? Don't be putting all of your eggs in this basket, because it's not about you. I don't want you to make it personal. Him not being sure about whether he wants to offer you commitment is not anything to do with you. And I feel like women make this mistake all the time. We think, what's wrong with me? How can I improve? How can I jump through more hoops? How can I fix my hair? How can I look better? How can I compete with other women? But actually, that is the worst thing you can do when dealing with someone who's not quite sure if they're wanting commitment, okay? So stand your ground. Do not lower your standards, okay? Because you're here, you're like, is he going to step up? If he starts slipping or showing you that his heart's not in it, do not deviate from this position, okay? Do not lower your standards. Look, I feel like with this Three of Wands, this is a wait and see, but don't give it too much time type of advice. So I want to say, because you've got the Three of Swords, I want to say give it 3 more weeks. Like, I feel like it's weeks. Give it 3 more weeks. If you don't see an improvement, don't, let him don't drag him into 2026. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to say. Let's see what your advice is using the Love Oracle. All right, angels and spirit, please show me. What is the advice for Kylie? Oh, thank you, Maria. All right. What is Kylie's advice? What is Kylie's advice, please, Spirit? This is interesting. I want you to ask yourself why you might be attracted to men who aren't sure that they're wanting commitment. Sometimes we seek people's approval and validation on a very subconscious level, and so we're driven to people that we want to convert. So for example, if you had to try hard in your childhood to get one of your parents' attention, right? You're almost programmed to go after emotionally unavailable people in adulthood because you're trying to heal that wound. You're trying to validate yourself by, in your mind, you're like, Tim was a hard one to really lock in. Like, he wasn't really looking for commitment, but I must be pretty good because I was able to get him around to wanting this relationship. So that's what's going on in this program, I feel. It's like you want to be chosen. And so when you're aware of that, you can heal that and then no longer be attracted to men who aren't up to the task or not capable of, showing up for you in the way that you deserve. Because you've got this card here about abandonment trauma, leading you to sabotage relationships as a way to affirm your fears. So it's almost like you could go for emotionally unavailable people because your program is, well, I knew that he was unavailable anyway, So, like, you're just looking for evidence. You're looking for evidence that people are going to leave you no matter what. Like, do you know what I mean? You have to be aware of the programs running in the back of your mind. Look, they're saying give it a little bit more time, but put a use by date on it, okay? And don't tell him. Don't say you've got exactly 3 weeks to prove yourself. Like, in the back of your mind, you just like, okay, I'm going to give Tim this amount of time, and I have to be true to myself. After that date, if things haven't changed, then that's my sign, you know? That's what you kind of need to do. If you attempt to sway him to see your side of the story, or if you act out in anger because he's not doing what you think he's capable of, but he chooses not to do, that's kind of the wrong approach. Yeah, look at this. You've got the card about attracting people who are emotionally unavailable. It says, if you're attracting people who are emotionally unavailable, you're most likely emotionally unavailable to yourself. It's self-abandonment to keep dating someone who isn't invested in you. Now, I want to just read this last piece of advice. In order for the relationship to complement your life, it will require the bringing together of disparate parts. It will be a juggling act to balance the natural rhythms of each personality, and you will need to maintain the stamina to keep a steady pace. It's a good idea to learn to know when it's a good time to join together and when it is the right time to break away and go at life independently. So basically, you have to decide, can you put up with certain conditions within this relationship? For example, you've got to know your limits. No use dating someone with 3 children from a previous relationship if you know that you're not really cut out to take that on. If you know that you don't want to compete with, if you don't want to come forth on that person's list of priorities, then pointless pursuing a relationship with 3 children, for an example. Okay, so I hope that resonated with you. Thank you, Mark. Now, let's see. No, I'm Chrissy. I just want to make it clear. I don't promote playing games, but I guess at some level there's no choice. If you want to, I guess it's a competitive arena out there, the dating world. On some level, we are competing with other people. We have to be smart, you know. And men and women, they come from different planets. So sometimes games are unavoidable, but I'm not here telling you to master the game. Like, I'm just saying, be smart, you know? So Nathan's here. Hi, Cynthia. Okay. Yes, thank you, Angelica. That's right. You got to have standards. You got to have boundaries. If you want to call that games, then that's on you, right? Thank you, Philip. Okay, who's next, guys? If you have a question, hit me up. Okay. Oh, we've got Scorpios in the house. Okay, rather than say, can you read me? I'm going to pick people that have like a question. So Piyush, is that how I say your name? Will I get a promotion in the coming year? Let's have a look at the tarot. What's coming up for Piyush? Judgment. Does it make sense that you could get a second chance at an opportunity that maybe you were overlooked for in the past? Because I was seeing the Ten of Swords in the reverse, which is unfinished business, and then the Judgment would be like a resurrection. So I feel like maybe you were overlooked for an opportunity and they gave it to someone else, but it's coming back around. That's what I feel like. Let me just see if I can get timing on that as well. Oh, I'm going to do Daniel next. Okay. Oh, what did I do with that timing deck? Let me just see. Here it is. Oh, Mark's donated. Sorry, Mark, I didn't even realize. I'll do you next, Mark. Thank you for your patience. We've got next new moon. I don't know when that is. Next new moon. Does anyone know when the next new moon is? Yeah, see how we've got it's in the past? There's something that you might have interviewed for, a job opportunity that you were overlooked for. It's coming back around. They're saying in the next couple of months, okay? So that's what I'm getting. Before I go to you, Mark, sorry, I did just promise Daniel, will my soulmate arrive in my life soon? Daniel, I'm going to pull a card from this deck, which is about what you can do to manifest a relationship or manifest a soulmate. So let's see what your advice is. Oh, okay. I don't know if you struggle with addiction, or you might tend to attract people with addictions. The problem is addictions are sort of like a third person in the relationship. You know, it's kind of like three's a crowd. You know what I mean? It's like people tend to choose addiction over a healthy relationship. So you need to kind of really be honest with yourself about how addiction might be negatively influencing your love life. And it can talk about codependency. So you might be prone to relationships where you don't know where you end and the other person begins. Like the two of you are so enmeshed in each other's lives and it's kind of not healthy. So you're going to know which one of those interpretations applies to you, maybe all of the above. But there's a need to be aware of how addiction, whether it's an emotional codependency or whether it's a dependency on substances, how it negatively affects you, okay? Yeah, it can be codependency because look, you've got two attached. You have to maintain a life of your own. You can't be under the illusion that someone is going to come along and they're going to be the answer to all of your problems. You can't hand someone the key to your happiness. That's dangerous because if that person decides to, you know, leave you one day, then you're going to be in a heap. So you need to figure yourself out, you know, don't live vicariously through your significant other, you know. This card says it's important to give your partner some breathing room. Being too needy will drive them away, okay? And you're waiting for love to save you, but you must stop waiting and start creating the life of your dreams, and then your person is going to be drawn to you while you're not looking. Do you know what I mean? That's going to make you more attractive, because if you're giving out vibes of, let's just say, desperation, I know that's a bit of a harsh word, but I can't find another word for it at the moment. If you're kind of on the prowl it's a bit of a repellent. You know, you have to be confident within yourself and happy within yourself in order to attract the best possible soulmate for you. Someone with whom you can have a healthy, interdependent, not codependent relationship, okay? So I hope that that was helpful. Hi, Isabella. Hi, JJ. Okay, so Mark is next, and you want to know what you can expect in love in 2026. All right, I'm going to use this deck as well for you, Mark. All right, then we're going to see what months are going to be the most promising in terms of your love life. Okay. Angels and Spirit, please show me what can Mark do in order to manifest a soulmate in 2026. Show me. Interesting, because this has come up for you before. I mean, we all have our blind spots in love. We all have our programs and our habits. For you, you might have a strong idea about who you should be with. Like, you might have a strong type, but look what has come out, not my type. They're wanting you to be open to different types of people because you might be surprised who you find. So I want you to maybe try meeting people through different avenues, try new experiences, new locations, and step outside of your comfort zone, because if you stick to what you know, you're going to keep repeating the same old patterns. So they're really wanting you to be more open-minded. And remember, it doesn't have to be difficult. Like, if you feel like you have to contort yourself to keep someone interested, then it's probably not the right match for you, because the playing games card has come out, which is funny because we were just talking about game playing in love. And it says you don't need to play games to keep the right one interested. You've got a card that says too much work. It says you tell yourself it's too much work, but it's really an excuse not to get involved. Relationships can be hard, let's face it. Relationships force us to take a deeper look at ourselves. They force us to accommodate another person. We have to kind of make changes in our usual routine. We've got to share belongings and share time, share resources. And yes, it does take sacrifice, but it's worth it. So next time you tell yourself, oh, I just can't be bothered, it's too much work, you know, really question that program, okay? You've got the lone wolf. It says, are you really a loner, or are you afraid of loving someone who could hurt you? You've got being guarded. You are lonely because you're so aloof. Trust others and let them into your heart. And there's another message here about the need to... You don't need to stay in bad relationships or situationships because you're lonely, okay? It's actually better to be alone than be in the wrong relationship. So that's something that you might also... It's a bit of a weird kind of catch-22, because there's a part of you that you're good being by yourself because you tell yourself being in a relationship is all too hard, but then you tend to kind of court people who are impossible. It kind of is like, it's a self-fulfilling thing, like prophecy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like you get in your own way when it comes to relationships. You want to be with someone, and then there's another side of you that doesn't. And yeah, it's a loop that I'm picking up on. Let me see. Let's see when you're most likely to meet someone in 2026. When is love going to improve for Mark, please, Spirit? Angels and Spirit, please show me, when can Mark expect to meet someone? Timing is pushed back due to blockages. So that's you blocking yourself. I'm getting 3 months from now. So let's see. Kit Kats, I don't know what you're talking about. What does Mark need to see? Yeah, I'm getting around March. Alright, so time will bring a surprise. There's someone that could be interested in you now, because you've got next couple of days by the end of the month. It's happening now. Tomorrow looks promising. Next week looks promising. So I feel like there's someone that could be interested in you at the moment, but you might have thought, oh, that person's not my type. You've got next year looks promising. So I feel like 2026 is your year, and I am seeing a relationship coming. Okay, so let me just see how you're most likely to encounter your next relationship. And then we've got Isabella. Okay, so how is Mark most likely to encounter his next partner? How can Mark expect to meet his next partner, please? How is Mark going to encounter this person? They're showing me workspace. It could be you meet this person while they're on the job, or you could be working, or you might meet this person through a work colleague. I mean, you've got to keep an open mind, because work is a very broad, explanation for how you might meet this person. I feel like they're local. I'm seeing a farm around this person. I feel like there's animals. I'm seeing a farm. There's something about a farm here. And hospital. I don't know. I don't know the significance of the hospital card, but it did want to come out before, so I have to take that message, okay? So let me know. Keep me posted. Thank you, moderators. You're the best. Hi, Andrew. Carlos, did I miss your question? You've been on here for a while. I'm worried that I missed your question. Isabella, may I please get a reading on what's coming up for me in love? Okay, let's ask the tarot first. Angels and Spirit, please show me. Please show me, what can Isabella expect? Now, you know what? I'm going to do your current energy right now. What's going on for Isabella in love right now, please? Show me, what does Isabella need to see right now when it comes to love? Okay, Magician. This is you trying to manifest a relationship, but it's also a really positive card because it says that you've got everything that you need to, to manifest your dream relationship. Maybe you have a good friendship group, you've got you know, good activities and interests. You're spending your time well. That's what I'm getting with the Magician. But mainly, you're calling in a soulmate, okay? Be very aware and conscious of your thoughts, because the Magician says your thoughts create your reality. So if you can dream it, you can make it happen. So only focus on what you want, Isabella, when it comes to your love life, and that is what you will manifest. Because the Magician is all about the law of attraction. So let's have a look. What's coming up for Isabella when it comes to love? I feel like the devil is actually talking about Capricorn energy. So it could be right around the corner. We're currently in Capricorn season as of like 2 days ago or a day ago. So this is Capricorn energy. But give me more about the devil, please, Spirit. Ooh, a relationship's coming in. I feel like it's coming in really soon. What's coming up for Isabella in terms of love? Look, you've got the Hierophant. This is like soulmate coming in. Commitment is coming in. I feel like you need to pray. The Hierophant can be about, you know, worship. What's coming in for Isabella? Got strong earth sign energy here as well. So not only is Capricorn energy earth, but the Magician can be Virgo. It's Virgo and Gemini, but I'm getting Virgo and Taurus energy here. So getting strong earth sign energy. And you've got the Wheel of Fortune. All of these major arcana cards. So something significant is brewing for you. Now the Wheel of Fortune talks about fated meetings, you know, chance encounters. It's also asking you to give someone a chance, okay? But the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor, and I feel like Spirit is conspiring to bring a relationship in for you. So let's have a look at what your advice is. Where's that deck that I've been using? Don't know where I've put it. Like I've been literally using it all evening and it's just hiding from me now. What did I do? I put it back where it belongs. Isn't that funny? Alright, what does Isabella need to see in terms of manifesting new love? What does Isabella need to see? All right, you've got not being you. So this card is saying, don't try to project a perfect image. Just be yourself, okay? And comparing is unfair. Leave the past behind and see your new love for who they are. So this new person coming in could be quite different than what you're used to. Give them a chance. Remember, you don't have to pretend to be anything other than who you are. You don't have to play games, okay? Because if you feel like you have to play games to keep someone's attention or interest, they're not right for you, okay? And you've got losing yourself. It says, don't feel lost in this person. Just be yourself and have your own life. So sometimes when we get caught up in the romance of it all, we are tempted to kind of throw the life that we've built for ourselves out the window and spend all of our spare time with this person that we've put up on a pedestal. But it's never a good thing, because the other person's attraction towards you goes down, because, you know, you're kind of communicating to them that, you know, they're more interesting than your life, right? And they start to believe it, right? So keep your own interests, your own friendship groups. Otherwise, you know, you lose your identity. And as I said, the attraction and the respect from the other person goes down. So make sure you work on that, okay? Now, I just want to get one more message from you, sorry. I'm going to get it from this deck. I don't know why, but it's calling out. Okay. They're saying keep following your own path. You know, don't give up on any dreams. Don't give up on your career just because you want to pursue this relationship. It's a strong message coming through. What does Isabella need to see, please, Spirit? You got the raccoon. This message has to do with those things to which you cling, be it a thought form, habit, or situation or relationship, right? The time has come for letting go. Something is halting your progress and you're spinning your wheels. Once you embrace change, blessings will follow. Okay. I hope that was helpful. All right, we have a donation from Not Chasing Her. Hello, I can't remember. It's Natasha. Thank you. Everyone wants to know about 2026 love life. I do feel like it's going to be much better than the year of the snake. Okay, because obviously relationships that aren't in alignment with us had to fall away in the year of the snake, you know. And it's the 9 year. Numerologically speaking, so 9 years really do bring about a lot of endings. So let's see what 2026 has in store for you in terms of love. Okay, so Natasha, let's have a look. We're going to start with timing. Angels and Spirit, please show me, when can Natasha expect positive developments in love in 2026? When can Natasha expect positive developments in love, please, Spirit? When can Natasha expect positive developments? You've got timing is pushed back due to blockages. So I feel like second half of next year is going to be better for you in the love department. Doesn't mean that you can't date in the first half, but I feel like you've got to focus on other things in the next couple of months. Okay. Yeah, see, there's going to be people that are interested, and it could be amazing chemistry, but terrible timing. So I feel like over the next couple of months, maybe until March, I don't know what it is. Maybe you're planning to move. Maybe you want to focus on like climbing the ladder of success at work. There's other things that are demanding your attention, and, you know, there's blockages, but it doesn't mean you won't have a relationship next year. I do feel like you will have a relationship by the end of the year. So I feel like second half of the year is better. Let's have a look at your advice. Okay, what is Natasha's advice, please, when it comes to love? I don't know why I'm feeling pain in my stomach. I don't know if there's a food intolerance or a food allergy. There's some kind of a digestive issue that I'm picking up. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what is Natasha's guidance? Yep. Everything is happening as it needs to. I don't want you to feel like you're being punished or you know, deprived of love. I don't want you to feel like anything like that. I want you to believe that the game of life is rigged in your favor and there are angels playing on your side. So Spirit is not saying you can't have a relationship in the next few months. Spirit is just wanting you to focus on other things and remember, Spirit knows best. So they're not saying, like they're saying, you always have free will. We're not depriving you of love, but if you're honest with yourself, you need to focus on other things right now. I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but this is a really strong message coming through for you. What does Natasha need to see when it comes to love, please, Spirit? All right, here we go. Yeah. They're wanting you to expand your horizons. So I don't know if you're kind of living on autopilot right now, doing things out of habit, staying in jobs that you've outgrown. You're not really challenging yourself enough, because this card says, when our world has become too small for our spirit, it can become painful. Your spirit is yearning to encounter new worlds of experience. The universe is responding to that need by broadening your horizons. You're destined to embark on new experiences, and something of value is awaiting you. You may be blocking yourself from receiving more than what you're holding on to. So maybe you're sticking to your comfort zone right now, but it's keeping your world small. So holding on is what we do when we settle for less than what we want. Sometimes it's just easier to do that than take responsibility for creating what we want. So they're wanting you to allow yourself to imagine what your life could be like if your hands and your heart were to receive something bigger than what you're currently holding on to. Okay? So open your heart to new possibilities. Open your heart to... They're wanting you to stretch yourself and work on a dream and create something so much bigger than you currently have the ability to understand. So I feel like you need to travel, you need to go out and see the world. This is so interesting because it goes back to what I kept saying before, that, you know, you're being deprived of a relationship, and it's simply not true, because you've got a card that says, if you feel like you've been sitting in the waiting room of life, watching doors slam in your face while others walk through theirs, remember that delay does not mean you're being denied of something. Sometimes we're held back, not because we're forgotten, but because we are favored. Spirit doesn't want you to settle for a life that is half-lived. So, let's see. I hope that was helpful. Kylie, can I see a loving relationship for you next year? Let's have a look at timing for you, but let me just scroll and see if I got any comments regarding that reading that I just did. I'm glad they're entertaining for you, Isaac. You're welcome. All right. So Kylie, can you see a loving relationship? Let's see what is coming in for you. We're going to use the tarot quickly, and then we're going to get timing for when you can expect positive developments. All right, let's see. This deck is the deck I want. Look where I just cut the deck, Kylie. Yes, there's a relationship for you next year. Can't make this up. I'm drawn to this deck now for some reason. Let me just check. What does Kylie need to see? What does Kylie need to see when it comes to a soulmate relationship? Interesting. Yeah, okay, so I understand what they're trying to tell me. So this is you right now. You're like, when is a relationship going to come to me? But see how it says the situation is unchanged. It's like you have to make some adjustments to your daily routine before anything can happen, because you've got the wheel. Now, the wheel is about cause and effect. A loving relationship is not going to arrive at your doorstep. You actually have to go out and do things, pursue new experiences, okay? This is the labyrinth. You're not sure what to do. You don't know how to increase your chances of meeting someone new. But I can't sit here and tell you that you have to join your local gym. Like you're going to have to come up with the solution that fits your life, okay? Because there's no one size fits all approach. So there's a word on this card. It says deliberation. This is a maze for you to traverse yourself. You've got to come up with a few little changes to your routine to put you at the right place at the right time, okay? So that's your advice. Now let's have a look at timing. When you're most likely to meet someone with relationship potential. When is Kylie most likely to meet someone with relationship potential? Interesting. I'm seeing the number 11. So that could be November. Doesn't mean you have to wait between now and November. You also have next month looks promising. Next month looks promising. Let's see. Yeah, you've got next couple of weeks. So there could be a new love prospect that comes in over the next few weeks. Yeah, January looks good, okay? So I feel like the start of the year and the end of the year are probably your best windows of opportunity. So if the one that you meet in January doesn't develop, then you've got other windows that present themselves. And I am getting November as being significant for you. Now, if you choose to stay with the person that you meet or you get involved with in January, maybe it's taken to the next level in November, right? Okay, let's see. There's no queue at the moment, so it's just whoever I randomly pick out of the chat. Thanks, JJ. Merry Christmas. Okay. See the Grey has been here for a long time, so I'm going to do your question. Are my ex-wife and I compatible? She's with a third party. Is that long-term? Let's focus on your connection, okay? Sometimes if I feel resistance when I read a question and I'm feeling a resistance about reading about the new connection that she's involved with, I don't want to go there. It's like Spirit doesn't want me to read that, okay? So I'm not going to. But let's have a look at your connection. So what does See the Grey need to see about his relationship with his ex-wife? There's still love there for sure. The Ace of Cups. So, and that makes sense. I mean, especially if you loved someone enough to marry them, you thought that you were going to spend the rest of your lives together. You're always going to have love for that person, even if, like, you know, shit goes down. Excuse my French. It's not like we have a switch. We can't just go, yeah, that person was the most important person in my life, and now they mean nothing to me. I guess like it's rare that happens. It has happened to me, to be fair. I was engaged to someone, but if they were on fire, I probably wouldn't piss on them. Let's just put it that way. That's a long time ago. We've got the Ace of Swords. What I'm getting from these cards, Ace of Swords next to the Hermit in the reverse. It's like someone changed within the relationship. Maybe you outgrew each other. Because the Ace of Swords is the truth, but I see the Hermit in the reverse as the imposter. So it's like someone had a bit of a reality check. Maybe they were no longer the person that the other one married. Do you know what I mean? And that can happen, you know? People move apart, grow apart. Then you got the Ten of Swords. So do I think that there's a chance that the two of you are going to reconcile? No. This is a pretty clear ending and there's no going back with this. So I'm going to get a piece of advice for you. A bit of a weird thing happen with my internet then, so I don't know what's going on. Sorry about that. All right, let's see. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does See the Grey need to see in relation to this? Okay, I don't know if your ex-wife started disrespecting you gradually. It wasn't because of anything that you did, and it wasn't because she didn't love you. I think on a subconscious level, the two of you just grew apart, and because this card says people who repeatedly disrespect you are on some level asking that you let them go. So you might have held on and hoped that things would return to how they used to be, but they didn't. So let's see. I don't think you could have done anything to have changed the outcome. So I hope that gives you some kind of peace. You know, there's still genuine love between the two of you, but I just don't see the two of you ever getting back together. All right, let's do Enzo. Should I just go for it and sweep this new love interest? Let's see what your advice is. What is Enzo's advice when it comes to this love interest? What move should Enzo make? Oh, Ten of Pentacles. I like this. The Ten of Pentacles talks about long-term happiness and stability. I feel like your best move would be to show that you're in it for the long haul. But also the Ten of Pentacles for me is like a context card. So it talks about the person's social circle, family. A good course of action for you would be to get in with this person's tribe, okay? If their family and friends approve of you, I feel like you have a good chance of, you know, making something happen with this person. But also, there's cards here about the need for something to come to an end. There needs to be an ending before a new beginning can take place. So someone's got to walk away from something first. Whether it's you or the other person, I don't know. Okay. Can you tell me if... You're welcome, See the Grey. I think See the Grey, you should definitely like close that chapter and look for fresh love next year. That's my advice for you. Carlos, can you tell me if one of my friends is interested in me? Okay, let's have a look. Does this person have feelings for Carlos? Hi, Michael. I'm also in Australia. Thanks for joining. Right, let's have a look. Carlos, show me if this person is interested in. I feel like this person's emotionally unavailable. I'm not saying they're not attracted to you. I just feel like they're not in a position to kind of develop this into anything more than friendship. And they also can't see how this would work. With the Seven of Cups, it's like maybe they're worried about, you know, if the two of you take this anywhere, it would compromise the friendship. Yeah, there's something about this person worried that like maybe it would also kind of, the dynamics would change within the friendship circle. I don't know. The Knight of Pentacles means that this person's not going to make any move, okay? But let's see, does this person have feelings for Carlos? Keep seeing Cups in the reverse. You've got the Queen and the King of Cups in the reverse position. To me, that would be like a, I wouldn't go there, you know? Okay. Yeah, I feel like she could be involved, Enzo. All right, so no, it's not a Leo reading. I'm doing personal readings at the moment, but I will go back to doing star sign readings on my channel. I've been a bit slack lately. I just have I need more hours in the day, right? So Nathan, before my phone dies, I think we're going to do the last reading. Can I humbly ask where my creative focus should be next year? Let's see what the tarot says. Show me. Okay, 2 Pentacles in the reverse position. The King and the Queen. So the King and the Queen of Earth are very stable, right? I feel like you might need to lay down some roots next year. So figure out where you want to settle and stabilize yourself. At the moment, there could be a lot of scattered energy. Let me just see what other message comes through for you. What does Nathan need to see? What does Nathan need to see, please, Spirit? I know that you were wanting to do something about forgiveness. That's coming through. It says, start telling a heroic tale of overcoming whatever has caused you pain and decide consciously that your past will not determine your story. Clear the way through the powerful act of forgiveness. But before you can effectively create change in your life, first you must believe that you're worthy of having and feel you have a right to have a better experience. It's really weird. I just got a weird sensation. It's like a stitch in my side. So I don't know if that's something that you've experienced, Nathan. I'm going to get a message from the animals. Let's see, what does Nathan need to see? You got passion. So pursue a passion and then, you know, stabilize it, right? The dragon is a reminder of your strong will and fiery personality. It's also a symbol of passion and fire. You're being asked to practice self-control and be cautious so that your passion does not lead you into trouble. In order to get what you want, you must be willing to plan, adapt, and above all, have the patience to see your dreams manifest. Think outside the box to find a solution. Avoid neglecting your creative side. If you've let creative projects lapse, it may be time to pick them back up again. Yeah, scattered energy, right? All right, so I hope that this was helpful, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, but I'm sure I'll be back before Christmas because I know myself, I can't keep away. I love this channel. I love you guys, and I'll be back soon. Bye.